Hi guys, 2 rounds for this warm-up. First movement, good mornings. So again, feet just outside your hips. Hinge from your hips, keeping the back flat. And then stand up, that's 1. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings and your butt. That's 2. 10 of those. And then on the 10th rep, hold at the bottom of your good morning for 20 seconds. 18, 19, 20. And done. Third movement of your warm-up will be 10 bottom half cam squats. So we ended up with a 20-second hold here at the bottom of your good morning. From here, we just want to lower down our butts, maintaining an upright torso. From here, butt goes up again, and then down. That's 1, and 2, and 3. Alright, so let's do that for 10 reps. Once you're done with 10, you go down. Once you're done with 10, you hold on this bottom position, and then we'll do 10 twists bottom squats. 1, 2, and 3. Now, second to the last movement is 10 per leg reverse lunges. So we did this last week. One leg goes back, knee touches the floor, torso up, again forming the 90 degrees. Stand up. It's 1, and 1, 2, and 2. Last movement for your warm-up, 4 inchworms with 2 push-ups. So this is how it goes. Crawl your hands forward, and once you're on your high plank, you'll do 2 push-ups, and then crawl back up. That's 1. Push-ups, and 2. So once you're done with that, repeat the whole warm-up 1 more round. So we have 2 parts for our strength portion today, A1 and A2. We're gonna do 4 sets of A1 first before proceeding to A2. First movement is single leg deadlift. So either with a barbell, I'll use this as a barbell or a dumbbell, or any odd object that you have. So this is how it will look like with a barbell. So again, put your weight on one leg, keep the bar closed. Remember to hinge by the hips, keeping your chest up. Hinge by your hips, avoid rotating. Flat back as much as possible. Your hips should be square. That's 1. If you want to do it alternating, that's better as well. Slow and controlled. That's 2. Again, at the bottom position, avoid rotating. I know it's going to be hard. And that's 2. So again, hinge by the hips. For the dumbbell, same thing, same principle, but if you're loading the weight on your left leg, hold it on your right hand, on the opposite hand. From here, hinge by your hips, go back, opposite hand, opposite leg, stretch, feel the stretch in your hamstrings, and then stand up. Other side, load your right leg, hips go back, and stand up. Okay. One tip that I like doing is really kicking that back leg back and trying to squeeze that right butt cheek or that rear leg butt cheek so that it's active all throughout the movement and you have that flat back the whole time. So 10 to 15 per leg, 4 rounds of this A1 strength portion, and then we proceed with A2. Part 2 of our strength segment, or A2 for today, will be 4 rounds of 10 to 15 Cossack squats. So I think we did the same movement last Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm sure some of you, or a lot of you, are familiar with this. So again, Cossack squats, sumo stance, toes pointing outward a bit, probably around 10 and 11 and 1 and 2 o'clock. goblet position with your weights. So I'm using a dumbbell, goblet position. And then as we go down, hips go back, chest remain upright, bend your knees, opposite knee stay straight. You can lift your heels if you want. Later I'll have a different point of view camera for that. So again, knees pointing the same direction as your toes. Go down, chest up, feel the stretch on your thighs. That's one. That's two. Don't worry if you can't go as low. That's fine. Just to where you're comfortable with, and then you feel the stretch and that tension on your quads. Alright, first movement for your 12-minute AMRAP will be 40 lateral hops. So if you're using a barbell, so you stay beside your barbell. If you're using dumbbells or any odd objects, you can lie it down like this, two heads touching the floor, or if you want, you can have it, if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can have it like this. It can stand up. So from there, so we just jump on the other side. That's one, that's two, that's three. So we're going to do 40 of those. Second movement after your 40 lateral hops will be 7 hand cleans with the barbell from the floor. We're going to deadlift it, place it above our knee. Notice my back is flat, so let's avoid rounding. So above the knee, and then catch it fast with fast elbows. You can either do a power clean by bending your knees when you catch it, or a muscle clean if you want. It's going to be a little bit faster. Or the others can do a high hang also. It's just bouncing off that thigh part. But if you're much more comfortable like me, pulling it down and then catching it in a power, or down and then muscling it, that's fine as well. 7 of those. Same with the dumbbells. So deadlift by your pockets, dip, heads of the dumbbell by your shoulders. That's one. That's two. And that's three. So we're gonna do 7 of those. After your 7 hand cleans, we're gonna do 7 push presses. So on your front rack, when your barbell's on your front rack, we're gonna dip and then press that barbell up. Notice that I didn't re-bend my knees as I pushed the barbell up. Dip, push the barbell up. On the side. Alright, so notice, let's not do a push jerk. Let's avoid that. Okay, now with the dumbbell, same thing. Front rack, heads of one head of the dumbbell touching your shoulder. Dip, press up, dip, press up. 7 reps of those. So what if you only have one dumbbell for this workout? So instead of doing 7 cleans and then 7 presses, we're gonna combine the two. You're gonna do 14 clean and presses instead. So again, if you have one dumbbell, you can either have it by your side or in between your legs. And preferably, I do it between the legs. Clean it, bend your knees, re-dip, and then press. So again, you can have it by your side, clean, press. It's the same thing on the press, no rebending of the knee. Other side, clean, and press. So total of 14 for this, so 7 per side. Last movement of your 12-minute AMRAP will be 7 hand release push-ups. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the push-up. The twist is, as our chest and thighs touch the floor, hands quickly get off the floor and then push up. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. We're gonna do 7 of those. right after your Metcon, if you want to do accessory work, it's going to be 5 rounds of 15 to 20 seconds unbroken L-sit holds or hollow holds. So you choose the movement you want to do. I suggest you challenge yourself a bit more today. Go with L-sits. You can do it with parallettes or the handles of a chair if you have those types of chairs at home. So an L-sit will look like this. Upright chest. Point your toes forward. If this is too hard, tuck your heels in. Raise your knee, forming a 90-degree angle with your torso and your thighs. L-sit. Here's another view of the L-sit. So if that's too hard for you, you can go back and do hollow rocks for 15 to 20 seconds. So hollow rocks, only your lower back rocking your whole body. Small movements as much as possible. Focus on engaging your core, your abs, and your hip flexors. If you don't want to do hollow rocks, we can hold 15 to 20 seconds the hollow position. Here, 15 to 20 seconds. Again, focus on contracting the abs and your hip flexors. Also with the L-sits. Enjoy. Okay, for cool down, first movement, 30 seconds upward dog. So hands under your shoulders, relax those hips and lower back. 30 seconds here. Once you're done with 30 seconds of thread the needle per side. So one hand goes in front, other hand goes through, pin that shoulder down. 30 seconds there. Other side. 30 seconds here. And since we're after 30 seconds of that, we're on the puppy dog position already. Let's do 30 seconds of that. Again, hips on top of your knees. Hips on top of your knees. Crawl your hands forward. Chest goes down to the floor. 30 seconds there. And then last movement for the cool down. 1 minute per side of pigeon stretch. So left knee, left wrist. Okay, feel the stretch on your butt and a little bit of your lower back. You can fall forward if you want. 1 minute there. And then lastly, other side, right knee, right wrist, back leg goes all the way back. 1 minute here as well. And then you're done. Good training for today. That was good Metcon also and good strength portion. So keep it up and happy weekend.